Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty bad Xbox news. We have two pretty big major news stories to go cover over here when it comes to Xbox. Number one, we're going to probably start off with that one on the video itself, is that Xbox actually is now once again laying off even more people. Now, this is not good because it's kind of affecting the future of the Xbox market, future console games, and of course, well, it's not fun to go and see people getting layoffs. So I'll cover that story pretty quickly, but the more important one right now is that there's a major Xbox glitch as well that is basically hiding people's games, and just like a really overall weird thing that people aren't expecting, especially coming from Microsoft, one of the biggest, well, software companies in the entire planet, if not the biggest, and well, people are just not happy about it. So a little bit of a negative Xbox video, but funny enough, we actually might have some pretty cool Xbox news about tomorrow. So a little bit of the yin and a little bit of the yang on the channel, and always like being like super anti-Xbox or super pro PlayStation. If something's wrong, I want to talk about it. Something is good happening, I also want to go talk about it as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for that. And as well, we do have our PS5 Pro giveaway going on. If you guys want to subscribe here, the second YouTube account, and the Twitters and Twitch down below to get your entries, and all the affiliate links down below for console stuff, on sale, holiday stuff, everything down below. Let's go dive into the video itself. So very first and foremost, as I mentioned, we don't really want to, layoffs suck. Like, I don't want to do super deep dive into it, but Gears of War, Judgment, and Outriders dev lays off a huge chunk of their staff. More than 100 people are now affected by this one. So this week, the CEO of Polish developer People Can Fly has shared somewhat unfortunate news about the Gears of War Judgment and Outriders studio. And as a result of external market pressures, People Can Fly is restructuring some supporting teams, resulting in around 120 employees being laid off. I put out like a pretty lengthy statement on the news, and in the message with the studio will not give up on our dreams, and despite the loss of this many staff members, we'll throw the full People Can Fly statement down below, basically saying they had to reduce their self-publishing strategy. They're not able to go and support things such as Gears. As you guys know, Gears of War is, well, an Xbox subsidiary type stuff, so it just sucks. Any affiliation and like association with that, it's just a bad vibe. Like, it just sucks on that at the end of the day. They're saying it's becoming necessary as external market pressures persisted beyond our forecast, and the video game market is still evolving, and they have to adjust where things are as of right this second. And they have all these different areas. They have, like, I don't know, it's like a weird vibe. There's a lot of like contractors that get laid off, then actual workers and employees get laid off, and like just everything is just all around not good. It just sucks, dude. It really just sucks. So I always want to say like a big thing on CEOs for standing by in this, but I also still have not really ever seen a CEO take a pay cut. You know, it's stupid. I don't know. I hate seeing layoffs. But the bigger news when it comes to the Xbox side over here, and once again, major heart out to those devs. We've seen a lot of people being laid off when it comes to just game studios as a whole, PlayStation, Xbox. It just sucks. Like, I mean, people are losing their jobs. I mean, sometimes games are just bad. Think about like the Redfall, you know, Arcane. Like, it makes sense, but it still sucks. I'm like, you know, my heart goes out to them. I mean, if they're making garbage games, you got to step your stuff on up. But sometimes it's not the people working there the problem. Sometimes it's management. Sometimes it's the idea. Sometimes it's unlucky. You know how it is. By the way, now Xbox users are having this really big glitch over here. So Xbox users insist that some of their games that they actually own are now just being fully hidden from people's libraries. Now, like, this is a weird one. I'm gonna kind of yap this a little bit because I've always had a big vice against the Xbox app, Xbox Game Pass. I love the idea of Game Pass. Don't get me wrong, but I also don't really like the Microsoft Store. It's really buggy. It's very not cool. It's like, let's say I want to go play like a Bethesda game through my Xbox app or even on PC through Game Pass. I basically have to sign into 3 different things just to play the game. And it's just annoying. I really think if they just made it seamless, made it kind of like a Steam where you just have the game and you just launch it, it's easy peasy, it's all interconnected. Like, I don't want to have to sign into multiple different things and various platforms. Like, why does Bethesda have its own launcher and have its own email I need when at the same time just tie it with Game Pass, tie it with Xbox? You know, it just doesn't make sense. They bought them, so utilize it. Same thing too as well with Call of Duty. Just make everything all in the one ecosystem and make it easy. Like, it's just not a good vibe. But anyway, there's now a big error going on around now where people are getting mad about this. And people are even saying, like, as time goes on, I see this problem getting worse. Have you ever browsed your library of Xbox games and found that something appears to be missing for no reason? There might be a legitimate cause for it, as highlighted by one E-eyed Eagle Xbox user on Reddit over this week. The user is upstairs, number 9249, advised that Microsoft appears to be doing compilance checking on the Xbox Store at the moment. And when something is deemed to fail, the game's Xbox Store page gets completely hidden from view. And unfortunately, when that happens, it also means that your game stops showing up, even if for some odd reason you bought the game itself as a whole. Like, what? Like, what? It's basically like, let's say you go buy like a game on PlayStation, you buy Spider-Man, God of War, whatever. And then the game itself just disappears. because for whatever reason, maybe it's like, maybe you try to go buy a weird like Infamous game or like Uncharted and people haven't bought it for a while, like hypothetically, and then it's just gone. Like it's gone, like just disappears. And people are like, what the hell? Like I could have sworn this was an Xbox game, a PlayStation game. I mean, it's an Xbox issue, but you know what I mean? Just for the example. And like, it's just like how? What? Like what? So a few titles are brought up in the conversation, like the likes of Black and White Bushido, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, and they both apparently suffered from this recently, although apparently some of them are now getting fixed, but even then, apparently more and more of these keep on happening. And here's like the actual thread itself too as well, saying like Microsoft just keeps on removing games from libraries, which just sucks. This is stupid. Once again, Microsoft, I have very high expectations of them. They're a software-based company, one of the biggest company, depending on like the week, on the stock and all that. Like it's either the biggest company on the entire planet or one of the top 5 for sure. And also, like they own Xbox, they own like, you know, Microsoft, they own PC, they're a software-based company. Like this is like unacceptable. It just really is. It's stupid. So Microsoft seems to be doing some sort of compilance checking on the Xbox store right now, and whoever is responsible for it is doing a horrible job. It's just an error, it's just bugging out, it's stupid. If the game is found to fail, they are hiding the game store page. So for anyone who is unaware, especially as the person at Xbox doing this, because they clearly just didn't even know, like it just say, this is like an unironic, like horrible bug, issue, mishap, whatever word you want to go say. I mean, I'll say it's an error because I'm sure it's not meant to be like this, but like it's just stupid. So hiding a game store page removes it from its owner's libraries. So the library calls the Xbox store and then a hidden page can't be called to. This means that library can't see that you own it, and then in turn, it doesn't show the game in your library. The main idea behind this is like, let's say they have a system. And like the system, like maybe let me open up Steam really quick. Like I'll open up Steam here for a second. This might be the best way to go and do it. But anyway, as we go and open up, say you have Steam, and it'll go and port to every game library you might go and have. And then because of this, if they're removing these libraries. So here's a good example. I'm just gonna open up my random Steam page over here. So I, let's say, have, I don't know, Adventure Capitalist, a random game, God only knows. But let's say I wanna go to the actual like page itself. Like I wanna go to the store and I wanna go look through all my games and find Adventure Capitalist. And if it's there, which it should be, you guys see, you click on it, the game page shows on up, you can download the game, do whatever with it. But basically what happened with this is that this page right here is gone on the Xbox equivalent. So because of this, you can't go to your actual library. Like they're literally removing these games because it doesn't have like the API pull to even know that this game exists. So they're testing out and trying to like adjust these things and like be like, oh, hey, like maybe this game is shovelware. Maybe it's a scam. Maybe it's from 15 years ago and no one cares about it, whatever it might be. But instead, they're actually marking down games that people like. And then let's say I went and spent, this game is a free-to-play game, so it's not a good example. Let's say for maybe Alan Wake. Let's say I bought Alan Wake, and then I'm like, oh, I want to go play Alan Wake. Let's go check it out. And then I type in Alan Wake, and then it just would not go and show up at all because due to Xbox's error, it's just completely gone. So basically, due to the fact that they're like basically unoptimized, they're not doing this well, these games are getting removed from the store itself, which is stupid. Like, how on earth is this even possible? Like, I feel like there should be like a secondary coding thing to be like, have you bought this game with money? Yes. Okay, do not remove from like library and or do not remove from your own individual like store. It's just stupid. So basically, they say the library calls the Xbox store, and because the page then gets hidden, you cannot actually go and access it. So this means that the library can't see you own it, and then in turn, doesn't show the game in your library. Although in theory, I think if you have the files on your PC, you can still technically launch it, but basically saying you cannot download them, nor see any indication that they ever even bought the game. What Xbox is meant to do is temporarily remove the item from sale until whatever compliance check the game failed is fixed, but defacing the store page is broken. So over the past 3 weeks, they had 4 different items they've been hit by this, and apparently other people have also confirmed now that other issues are also happening. Saying the Black and White Bushido, Barnes Gate, Night and Morning, and Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. And basically for this type of stuff, some of these actually have been fixed, thankfully, after people have kind of brought attention to it, but we've also seen other people out there as well. Actually, apparently not. Like, apparently they even said it was going to be still fixed, but apparently not. I literally right here on the second, as I do it live over here because I was just kind of trusting the article itself. But we are sorry, the page you requested cannot be found. So this is the perfect example. They have an error code. They basically kind of scrubbed the page. They couldn't find it. And due to the fact that this URL is not there, it's like what I kind of showed you guys. And the equivalent of like the Steam, where like if it's just not there, you can't check the library, you can't see anything at all, then what's the actual point? There is nothing there. So basically this is a massive error too on top of this too. So basically they were alerted, they're sending out messages, and some of these devs are seeing this and other games are still down, but like they're kind of saying like this is probably gonna get worse, and I can see it getting worse. Because if more games are getting randomly removed, like how do people know? What if this is a random game from 7 years ago, which may not get as much traffic, or maybe it's more of an indie game, you know, smaller game studios, and at the end of the day, they'll no one ever know. like if you can't find on the store, you just probably just assume like 6 months from now, oh, well, maybe Xbox just removed it, which does sometimes happen on Steam or Epic Games Store or PlayStation as well. So this is horrible. Like PlayStation, like they're even saying, like if Microsoft sees this, tell whoever on the store team is doing to knock it off and restore all these old school pages to as well. Because then at this point, like if you keep on recalling these games, you can't do anything with it. Like people are losing their games out there. I think it's a big issue. I mean, it's more so for probably the smaller access games and indies, so it's not like as big, but still, like, bro, this is something that should not be happening on Xbox. So hopefully you can fix it. Hopefully this game's affected can also be fixed. I want to hear your thoughts and comments and everything down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for the PS5 Pro giveaway, the bonus giveaway links down below in the description and comments, and of course all the affiliate links too as well. And I appreciate y'all for watching.